Well, since I was a little girl, my dad's a musician, so I loved music from the beginning. Like, I remember every weekend I would wake up to like Stevie, Bob Marley, Michael, the Commodores, like every great type of music ever. And I just loved music. And my mom noticed that I would always dance and always just be like going crazy, dancing in front of the mirror, doing my own thing. And she put me in dance. So since I was 3, I've been a dancer. And I won a scholarship for Alvin Ailey in New York when I was 17. They're a really prestigious ballet company. And my mom let me fly out there. And I trained at Alvin Ailey for the summer, and at the end of the year, I booked a national commercial for Dr. Pepper. And I was so homesick. I called my mom, and I was like, I want to come home, and I was just like crying, and she's like, just do it. She's like, that's why you're out there, you know, for the experience. She's like, this is awesome. And I couldn't see it at the time, but now when I look back, I'm like, dang, I auditioned against grown-ups. People who were like in their 30s, like just wanting this gig so bad, and I was 17, and I remember the casting director called me, and he's like, you really need to do this job. And I was like, I'm so tired, I want to go home, I have to finish high school, I'm a kid, I'm not prepared for this. And he's like, you won't regret it, trust me. And so I ended up staying, and I remember I got my first check for like $60,000, and I was like in high school. And like I said, I grew up low income. So me and my parents were like, is this for real? I'm like, am I going to get in trouble for like cashing this? Like I wasn't even aware of how much money that was. And our roof was messed up. So I paid for my parents to get a new roof.
Go ahead.
And I paid our phone bill because our phone had gotten cut off because I called so much from New York. And that was like back in the day when you actually got charged per minute to call like New York from a landline, you know? So our phone bill was like 3 Gs or something. And at that moment I was like, wow, I could really do this. Like I could really make a living off doing what I love to do. And at that moment I was like, I'm gonna pursue this. This is what I'm gonna do. I feel like when we're children, we're fearless. And I feel like that's something that we need to incorporate in our life more as adults, is that fearlessness, that childlike courage, that childlike fearlessness. And I think growing up low income, coming from a small town where I felt racism, I was so hungry to be a better me, to give my parents a better life, to show people that I am Latin and I did come from low income, but so what? And I think that I was more pissed, I think, that I was treated that way, that out of resentment, you know, I was like, watch me, I'm gonna do this. And you're gonna sit there and you're gonna say, I used to know her. I used to dance with her. And, you know, out of, I guess, I don't know if that's a good way to say it, but out of resentment for, you know, for the pain or the sadness that I went through, I was like, I'm never going to feel this again because I'm going to make sure that I succeed, for sure.
That's huge because we see a lot of kids with coming from a low income housing. It's almost like you had to get motivated by hatred.
Yeah, I don't know, that's weird to say, but I guess it's kind of true. I mean, different people get motivated by different things. You know, definitely now my motivation has changed 100%. But when I was a teenager, I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to make a difference. I got to show that I'm not the stereotype. You know, that just because my parents, you know, were low income, that doesn't have anything to do with me. Actually, it had everything to do with me because watching them work like 2 or 3 jobs, you know, my mom would pawn her jewelry sometimes if she couldn't afford dance classes, and I'd go with her. Because I think now, as an adult, I think she wanted me to see the sacrifices that were being made so that I could do what I wanted to do. And not even that, the belief that she had in me. Like, she believed in me so much, she was like, okay, here, you know? Knowing that too, knowing that all the sacrifices my parents made for me, I was like, this is for you. Like, I'm gonna like tear shit up for you in your honor, you know? And I still do that for my parents. I don't know, the most challenging thing that's happened, I guess just life. You know, we all have the same troubles. We all get sick. We all heal. We all have someone we love that passes away. we're all the same. We're all one, you know, and I used to think when people said we're all one, I was like, yeah, that's corny. That's just a Hallmark card, you know, but now I understand. It's like we're all going to die one day. We're all going to feel the pain of losing someone. We're all going to be in a horrible relationship that's going to teach us everything we need to know about ourselves. So I would say just life, the ups and downs of life, you know, the lessons that you learn, the mistakes that you make that ultimately end up teaching you so much, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's what I would say, life.
Thank you for watching A Wise Way. Subscribe to stay updated, share to pass the knowledge, or view our other videos on the left.